Okay. Now you should be able to hear me. Let me know if you can or not. Okay. No, it's not a circuit. Yeah, there's the thing I have to do on here. You could change between USB-C audio enabled or disabled. With it disabled, you can hear me through the microphone on the phone. And then when I turn this back, but you can't hear this, which is not a circuit. It's an Ableton Move. When I re-enable this, you're probably hearing all the surrounding noise as well in the cafe. Okay, yeah, someone called just now. I got you. From this angle, it looks like a circuit you just froze. It might be my internet. Nah, not your internet. Someone just called my phone just now. Even though I have Do Not Disturb on, I think it still interrupts the live stream. But before I continue and not start a new live stream, let me know if you could still hear me. Yeah, it does look a lot like the circuit. I think they might have taken some inspiration from that. All right, cool. Thank you. I think they might have taken some inspiration from that. But yeah, it's a really cool standalone device, but works really well if you're an Ableton user, because it interfaces directly with Ableton as a controller, but also you could export via cloud any projects on here and finish them in Ableton, which is pretty dope, I think. All right. Into Super. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I'm curious. Ableton is I'm still learning it. It's been years and I'm still learning it. So you feel like Logic is a lot easier to know? Have you tried Ableton before? I'll respond to your comments here and there, but I'm gonna get back to making some music. But I appreciate you hanging out. Yeah, I hear you. I've kind of learned for myself that like I'm more of a hardware guy than software. Um, so that's why something like this. But I do understand that in order to create and arrange projects and songs, software is pretty important. And so something like this, I think, is kind of going to help bridge the gap a little bit for me personally. Get songs started here, get more comfortable little by little with certain things in Ableton that I want to be able to do, and then yeah, and then let the creativity take it away. The big thing for me though is Ableton Push 3 standalone. That is and has been highly on my radar. I believe quite strongly that once I inevitably get one of those, it's going to be, dare I say, a game changer. We'll see. Time will tell. But I'm very excited for it. That's a great question. Um, so I am running audio through my phone, just a USB-C cable, um, and I have the USB-C audio setting on here enabled to main out. Right now it's set to not main out so that you can hear me through the phone's microphone right now. But as soon as I turn this knob, it'll change it to not hearing me talk, but you can hear the music as you guys were just hearing. And glad you asked about these. It is not Bluetooth. As you probably know, using Bluetooth headphones are not good for making music, but they are wireless, as you can see. So I'm using the III, what do they call? Studio Wireless Plus, I think that's the name of them. And it uses a wireless connectivity or wireless connection that's not Bluetooth. And these are my current, by far, favorite headphones right now. They're extremely comfortable, and yeah, like having not a cable connected to me is pretty crazy. Yeah, for sure. Thanks for asking. Thanks for joining as well. Yeah, two totally different pieces of equipment. I have three pocket operators. I never really spent the time to learn them enough to be able to speak to, how good they are or how much better they are than other pieces of gear. I do have an OPZ sitting in my bag right behind me here, and I mean, I actually just filmed a video today. I didn't release it yet, but talking about the OPZ. Um, and how much I love it. It's like my favorite piece of music hardware ever. So, charger is insufficient. That's weird. I'm not trying to charge. Yeah, so I don't have the EP133. I have the Medieval, and that's another piece of gear that I haven't really spent too much time learning yet. Eventually, maybe I'll get to spending some time with it. Wow, interesting. You have a push 3 standalone and still want to move. I have a move and really want to push 3 standalone badly. I may consider ordering it today. Okay, you do shows. Okay. Yeah, I just feel like I don't know. I mean, that's gonna be. I was gonna say I don't know if there's ever gonna be some music gear that I've ever been more in need of or in want of than the Push 3 standalone. But I don't know if that's true or not. But either way, yeah, I really, 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 really want one of those badly. And I'm gonna continue like selling some stuff that I have that I just don't. I think that's gonna be my thing actually, just like selling off stuff and not overthinking it. Because I can get a Push 3 standalone for like 30% off, and 30% off for a Push 3 standalone. They're selling used ones for more than what I would pay for a new one. So it's really not a risk at all. And if it's something that I think is going to be as transformative, I'm curious to know, like from your end, like what your. I got the controller and parts later. Okay, so you got the. I have Push 3 and the SP. Okay, you have a Push 3 too. Push 3 and the SP404 Mark II as well. Very cool. So what are both the, and you're saying that you got the controller first and then you did the upgrade kit, I'm assuming. So what are both of your experiences? I am actually. Message me. I'll give you, it depends on if you're located in the States or not. If you're not in the States, it probably wouldn't be, gotcha, cool. It probably wouldn't be worth it, but yeah, I definitely will sell one of those. So let me know. Not like for like giving it away cheap, but I would give any of my subscribers like cheaper than whatever you can get them for use. But the last two updates, it hasn't crashed since then. That's very cool. Do you use it like every day? Is there anything about the Push 3 that you don't like? I just feel like once I get it, I probably wouldn't bring it out to places like this. I probably would use this for those purposes, but I just feel like once I get it, like I would use it so much in different areas in the house. And I spoke to Ableton like a little bit about it, and I was explaining to them how like the Push 3 standalone for a lot of people, I think, for sure. The Push 3 standalone for a lot of people is not used that much as a standalone device. Like they'll use it in a place where they, have quick access to a charger. They'll maybe even use it with their laptop or whatever the case is. But for me, like I see myself using it in many different areas in my house, which is a huge value add as a father, as a person who has a studio. My wife was telling me the other day how you have your music studio downstairs, but you don't spend that much time in there, and she's right about it. Because sometimes I just feel like not being in there. Sometimes I feel like being on the kitchen table where it's more open, more windows, more whatever, just like a different area. And so, or even in the bedroom, like you putting the kids down, they're asleep next door, my wife is downstairs. Maybe I want to be in the same room where I go to sleep because I've gained some inspiration that way or whatever. I'm kind of like talking myself into ordering one today, rather than just thinking about it too much. Push 3 has an audio sound card, and I think the quality is really bad. Okay, I use an Analog Heat Mark II as a sound card. Interesting. Is that a common thing that other people think too about the Push 3? Or is it just you? I know that people talk about like the processor in it and how it's not like a really good processor or something like that. So I'm somewhat curious about that. I'm saying the audio sound card, so meaning just connecting headphones, it doesn't sound that good or what? I just got a Move yesterday. It's been the easiest device I've brought to get up and running, and seems like it will actually get used way more than any other device I have. Hey, awesome! Congrats on the purchase. And I think if I were to say 1 to 2 things about the Move that I want to see improved upon, I believe the sounds, the presets in here, like there are more not good sounding presets than good sounding presets to me. Like in terms of ones that I can use, I like using for my style of music. So it would be cool to get more presets here. That's one. It might be cool to have a random feature for the presets. So you go to Wavetable and you can press a button and it randomizes all the parameters. So like, and then you can save those presets. That would be, I think, pretty dope. And then the sampling, like some kind of, I got a sample going, and I was talking about it in one of my latest videos that you can use a capture sometimes to help you with like tempo detection, but it doesn't work across the board. I can't do both, like talk and you get to hear this with this setup, but I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do right now, and then I'm gonna try to do it. Essentially, go to a new project, and it's not even that easy to get a perfect loop on this because you can't turn parameters to like the start and the end. You can only turn for the start and the length, which I think is not that intuitive, but whatever. But I'm gonna get the starting point of a sample of a loop set precisely where it needs to be, and then I'm gonna time the presses so that it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm gonna hit capture MIDI, and that should, in theory, give you a perfect loop. Therefore, detecting the tempo that you need. It didn't work just now. It worked before, so it's kind of finicky a little bit. But yeah, let's try it out and let's see how that goes. That's really interesting for you to say. I won't even get into that in this live stream, but I don't think it's that at all. There's a lot more. I don't know. I'm not even going to get into it, but I don't know if that means that it's doable or not. But send me an email. Go to I don't know if you have me on Instagram, but if you do, hit me up there. But if not, you can go to About section here on YouTube, and I think you should be able to find my email address there, and just shoot me an email. Let's explore it and see if it's something that could work. Because if so, then that would be cool for both of us. All right, so let me try to do what I was mentioning. Hey, that's awesome. Okay, yeah, definitely hit me up. Finn Park, yeah, thanks for well, first of all, congrats on the purchase, and thanks for the tip and the inspiration for me. I mean, that's one of my most enjoyable things to do is what you're asking. I just haven't done it in a while, mostly because the fun factor of that is, I guess I can do it more so on live streaming, but the fun factor is like remixing regular songs, like you just said, hip hop, lo-fi, whatever. But those are all copyright, and you can't really release those as videos. It's like you have to jump through hoops to do that. But I think doing like this, if I wanted to go home at some point and just take an melody for, not in a cafe like this, because everyone's gonna hear it, but like at home or something, and just do that, I don't think the copyright thing is any longer an issue. or maybe it is. I don't even know for sure. But yeah, I'll definitely take that into consideration because that is some of the most fun stuff to do. Hey, thank you very much. That's very nice of you for that. What is that called? The super chat? Yeah, I can heart it on here. That's dope. Appreciate it a lot. Thanks. And your name looks familiar. I think you've been following the channel for a while, I think. I've seen your name before, I think. I'm like almost positive. So appreciate your support. All right, let's try to do this loop thing right here. I'll let you guys chat about that. Another video. Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah, I was just talking to a friend about it just now. It's just, yeah. So people are should be able to express their opinion without feeling attacked. I'll just say that, regardless of where you're at on that. But as you can see, I spent the past 10 minutes trying to get this precise, and it's still not where it needs to be. So for me, I'm going to continue exploring how to do this the way that I want to be able to, but at the same time, I think having some type of time stretch thing or something built in here would just, like, imagine that. Like, I can just do that right away. It's looped perfectly, and then I can move on. And I watched a video, one of the developers from Ableton, who, I guess one of the main guys, and it was really cool. He just read, it was from a while ago, but he read through a lot of different, you can. Um, he read through a lot of different, like, I don't know, just like a lot of background on the product and like a lot of questions, answered a lot of questions and things like that. It's just like it was a really, really good video in my opinion. One of them was about stuff that concerns me about like sampling and stuff on air, and he said they understand that there's like a lot about our sampling that they want to still do with this, which again, I fully expect it to happen hopefully sooner than later, and when it does happen, it's a wrap. Like, imagine having this connection here and like bringing just some samples in and just building my library. I think it's 64 gigs worth of stuff, so that's pretty decent size, and just getting sampling stuff going on a piece of hardware that's mobile like this would be really a big deal for me. So yeah, we'll see. But let me do like one more non-sample based project and just kind of do some weird stuff on here, not think too much about it, and just kind of, yeah, get that going for the last part of today's live stream. Also, when this camera is facing this way, away from the sun, like, this looks so much, it's obvious, but so much clearer and better than what I'm used to at other places where there's not as much sun coming in. It's like night and day. But yeah, so we're going to delete this and just do another one of these from scratch. All right, hopefully you guys can hear me. I just hit a wrong button. I just don't understand owning a push 3 and still wanting a move. I guess because of the mobility, is that the only thing that the move has going for it? Yeah, and its mobility is really moved. It's just so much smaller and easier to throw in a backpack. I have a special backpack for the push because it's so big. Yeah, so let's see. If hmm, I was gonna say if money wasn't an issue and I can only have one, hey, Mavs fan, what up, man? Um, then I would say that a push 3 standalone without move, I think definitely prefer because I feel as though I could do kind of like what I'm doing here with my iPad or with my phone is being used for live stream, but I can use Ableton Note to do most of what Move can do. So for me, I think that's a true statement. That that push 3 standalone would be like, for me personally, like a better overall thing, not just because it costs more and it's more premium or whatever, but because I can make buy with this workflow with Note. The only thing is I've been exploring using this as a controller, a portable controller for Ableton with my MacBook, and that is making this even more valuable than just a standalone unit. So I think that's actually quite significantly important. I think using this as a controller with Ableton on a MacBook is a huge deal because it just works really, really well. It works extremely well. I also think that there's one feature that I don't even know if it's a feature. It's probably just something I need to learn how to do. But being able to use these knobs to control plugin parameters. I'm fine with even manually setting it up myself, but like I've been using Arteria's plugins lately. In the same way that you can use these to control the first 8 parameters and like live sounds, which is also cool because it lets me shape sounds within live, which is really something that I haven't done much of because I hate doing that with the keyboard slash mouse. But being able to control Arteria's music, sounds, plugins with these, the same way that I can like with Arteria's keyboard, would be quite significant. I'll just say that. I would be able to do almost all of the things that I want to be able to do in Ableton and still get the hardware feel and not worry about like needing to interface with a computer really that much at all, honestly. So that's one thing. And then even navigating presets with this knob would also be, even presets with an Ableton would be really interesting, right? So like I could sift through all the wavetable presets or something within Ableton with just this. You can't do that right now. I still need to press like a keyboard or whatever, and that's not ideal. But I'm gonna go. I gotta. Have you ever explored MPC? Good question. I'll answer this last question first. Oh wow. All right, a couple things here. So I have used a little bit of the MPC Key 61 and the 37, I think. Not enough to get comfortable with the workflow, and like I didn't spend that much time learning it. I feel as though either one of those two, if I spent some time like actually use, like I even like right now, honestly, I feel like MPC 261 would be something that I would be very intrigued with using again at some point, because of its standalone nature and no, you're not using a screen, you're just using a hardware. So like that's something that maybe at some point in the near future I'll like explore again. And then Chad says, one of these years I'm gonna, like maybe next year. I have a almost 1-year-old and almost 3-year-old right now. So these past several years have just been difficult to say the least in order to do these types of things. But I definitely want to, and they'd be able to meet up with some people like you guys and stuff would be really, really incredible. So probably not on the docket for this year, but like South by Southwest and even Super Booth and NAMM and all that stuff, like these are things that have been on my radar now for a few years. So I feel like next year is going to be a year where there might be a lot of travel for these types of things, which is exciting. But yeah, appreciate you guys running. I'm going to run now. But yeah, let's definitely do this again soon. I guess it's up to me, isn't it? I have to do the live stream. But yes, I appreciate you guys hanging out, and it was cool. Enjoyed the chat. I would love to, explore maybe even next time getting a microphone in using it with this and seeing if I could get a microphone audio out with the USB-C streaming still, because that would be ideal if I could just have a mic like this, be chatting, and not have to rely on this phone mic for chatting, for chatting purposes. So I'll explore that a little bit. But yeah, have a good one. I'll see you guys later, and thanks for joining. All right, peace.